So we must know that the infection is fully cleared. Ekda the infection is fully cleared, then we give them vitamins to build up their immunity. But कितें जाता, sometimes patients पयलेच मागता, so बरे tonic दी, begin बरे जावपाक जाय. But what happens is that if you give the tonics are sweet, ते भितर उरता आनी वखद कोडू आसा म्हणून ते सगळे भायर उरता. So I have the thing is give only one medicine, the antibiotic or कितें, cough syrup during the illness, and during the convalescence when the patient is improving, that is the time to use the
म्हणजे भुरगे बरे जावपाचे टायमार ताका बाकी हळू टॉनिक दिवपाक सुरू करूं येता. सुरवातीकच दिवपाक जाय.
बरोबर. आनी आनी एक पॉइंट हाडला तेणें की केळे आनी कितें ऑयली. नाव एक्चुअली व्हेरी हॉट, व्हेरी कोल्ड, व्हेरी ऑयली, पोल्युशन, कोल्ड एअर, हे सगळे predisposed means with that tondi जावपाक शकता.
chances चड आसता.
हय, that is not the cause of the tondi, but chances आसा. But fruit generally are good. Means आसा common misconception आसा गोंयान की केळें दिल्यार, guavas, pear दिल्यार थंडी जाता. But actually these are good source of calcium, vitamin C, vitamin K in केळें, and these are not the cause of cold. केन्ना केन्ना एक भुरगें अलर्जी जावंक शकता सिट्रस फ्रूट नाजाल्यार कितें. समज तुका दिसता तें फ्रूट ताका तें दिल्यार थंडी जाल्यार तें फ्रूट 10 दीस बंद कर आनी परत घाल आनी पळय थंडी जाता वा ना, नाजाल्यार अलर्जी टेस्टिंग करून जाता. पूण बेश्टें अशें डिनाय, हय, अंदाजान सगळें हें दिनाका, तें बरें न्हू, तें बरें न्हू, मागीर भुरग्याचें न्युट्रिशन मेळना सारकें.
म्हणजे भुरग्यांक जी फळां सांगलें मॅडम, म्हणजे फळां म्हणटा पेरां, केळे, हे सारकी फळां बरीं असतात आनी तांकां शक्ती मेळटा, घटाय मेळटा, ती बेश्टीच बंद करनाकात. करेक्ट?
दॅट्स रायट.
बरें आसा. मॅडम तुमकां सी वी आर डिलिंग विथ चेंजीस ड्युरींग एडोलसन्स.
करेक्ट.
ह्या वेळार पेरंट्सांचो एटिट्यूड कसो आसपाक जाय भुरग्या कडेन, लायक स्पेशली नाव in the third group when they are or okay second group when the child is developing sexually and all these changes are occurring, and what type of people come to you, what are the common complaints and how you deal with them?
During the middle and
because
the later,
there is no theory, there is no formula, and it is really confusing
yeah
state.
that's right.
Yeah.
During middle and late adolescence, their physical growth has now slightly slowed down. So in the early adolescence, they are concerned about will they be tall, will they be short, are their sexual characteristics well developed or not, are they too big, too small. These are their concerns in the beginning.
Correct.
But by middle adolescence, they kind of settle down. So the sexual and reproductive concerns are little less. But now they want to know what is the right sexual behavior.
Correct.
So they get a lot of confusing signals. So if the parents don't talk to them about sexuality, that means attitudes, values, what is the value in that family, then if the parents don't talk to them, they go to their peers for the value, or they go to the media or the advertising or the movies or whatever. So for this reason, then they don't know how far to go. So if the parents tell them it's okay if you are attracted to somebody else, it's normal at this age, but in our family we do not believe in, say, premarital sex, or we do not believe that you should go out till you're 18 on a date. So each family will have their own set of values, and it is the duty of the parent to tell them.
So it should be little open discussion.
Yeah, open discussion. Sometimes parents are not so comfortable talking about this.
Correct,
yeah.
absolutely.
So we do have workshops to make parents comfortable, so that they learn to talk, and we actually make them practice in mock situations and role play. But if they feel uncomfortable talking about it, they can go to, say, an elderly person in the family or a pediatrician or an adolescent pediatrician who will talk to them about this, and then give the value system. That is very important.
I think, madam, we have got a question. Hello.
Yes.
Vicharat.
Yeah. Hello, doctor. Good evening.
Good evening.
I wanted to know, I am having a 1 year, 2 months old daughter, and she's having continuous running of nose. I did consult her pediatric, and he gave me an allopathy syrup for 5 days. I gave that to her, but unfortunately, the running of the nose is not stopped. It stopped for some time, but it's been 2 months now. You know, she sneezes, anything cold air and all. It just runs. Her nose keeps running like there's water coming out. So I wanted to know if there's any home remedy that you can give the child.
See, it means that the nose and its passages have been irritated. Now, your doctor has rightly given you an antibiotic to treat any infection if there is, because that is the treatable part that can be done. Now, like I said earlier, very cold air, and you also said very hot things, pollution, these are the things which irritate the lining of the nose and cause it to secretions to come out. So, whenever you take the baby out, you can use say a monkey cap so that the cold air does not enter. When you bring the baby home from an outing where you think he has got a dose of infection coming from somewhere else or pollution particles settling on his nose, you can give the baby steam, and then you can clean the nares with say a clean cloth that you just cleaned both the nares, or you use a cotton bud to clean it. So, this way you will try to keep the immunity of the nose good, so it can fight any infections or allergens that are coming and irritating it.
म्हाका दिसता तुमच्या प्रश्नाचें समाधान जालां आसतलें. Madam, one question I have. Sometimes the children, they behave quite well in the school, but when they come home, they don't listen to their parents, they will not assist in any homework, like usual housework, like household activities. So, how to deal with such activities?
Actually, when parents tell me this, I usually tell them it's a very good sign. It means your child knows to behave when he has to behave, and now he has come home and he can relax in your house, and you must allow him to relax. He is not a machine. So, when he comes home, let him relax, give him choices. It's a very good idea to give children choices early. So, you say, would you like to relax for 10 minutes, or would you like to come to eat immediately? Surely he will say, I like to relax for 10 minutes. So, let him relax and say, your 10 minutes is up. So, he will come. He may say 5 minutes more. You can say, okay, 5 minutes. But put the power in his hand. That makes them feel good. Rather than say, now stop, come to the table immediately. So, begin jeo, abhyas karun jay. Rather than say that, say, tuka ata jeopak jay ani 5 minutes. So, give him the pass. So, he says 5 minutes. So, giving children choices very early makes them feel powerful and makes them learn to make decisions rather than you making the decisions for them. So, in fact, exactly what you said, this is a workshop that we do is when how to engage a child's cooperation. And this is one of the ways is to give them choices.
Of late, we are listening and we are reading in the newspaper of lot of cases of suicides and all. What is your impression how to deal with such activities? Because often there are paradox with some children are really good, they are intelligent, they were, I should say. Still they took this path. Somewhere, like say in some cases, some two sisters were engaged in. So, how means there is a total difference of scenarios. So, how to address this issue?
See, I think like as you said, children doing well earlier and then suddenly they resort to suicide. It's we as parents, we don't give our children opportunities to feel disappointment. So, from very young, if they say, Maka ezai, ra dita, dita, we say, dita, ra, dita. We don't tell them, na, dipa zaina, I know you want it so much, but I cannot give it to you now. So, we from very young, if two children are fighting, we say, ra, dita ka, aun tu kai dita. We want to give both the children the same gift so that they don't fight. But we must teach our children that, okay, today it's his turn. Now you give, tomorrow it will be his turn. So, very early if you give children chances to feel disappointed, even if they come home and say they have not done well in a Hindi test, then we say, no, don't worry, let it be, that teacher was like this, it was very hard, no, asundi, how much that fellow got. But we are not dealing the problem. He is disappointed that he did not do well, or he is disappointed that he is failed or whatever. So, always we need to recognize their feeling. Because if we don't allow them to feel disappointed, the first time they have sailed through school, top of the class, doing well, the first rejection they get in a love affair, they cannot cope because they never had practice of coping.
Correct.
So, making them feel, disappointment is a good strategy. Another thing is, rather than tell people, we need to make them feel good. We need to build their self-esteem right through childhood. And the best way to do that is to praise them, to tell them that they are capable. And when you praise them, you don't just say, oh, this is, you're very good, huh? Shabash, bora hatu. We need to describe it. So, we need to, state what we see, what we feel, and sum it up in a word. So, if you find a child struggling with, say, a Hindi composition or something, you say, or Hindi words, dictation, you say, rather than say, 1 hour you're at this thing, you know, instead of saying that, we can say 1 hour you're with this thing. I appreciate that. That's what I call a hardworking girl, or that's what I call perseverance. Now, if you keep on using these type of words, the child builds his goodwill bank, and he later on during adolescence, when it is a trying time, he will remember the words of his mother and father and say, my mother called me hardworking. My mother said I am a good time manager. I can do it. I did it before, I can do it now. So what happens is, we as parents whole day we are correcting our children. Begin your at the times, but at the end of the day, we have not said anything that makes them feel good about themselves. So we need to praise them, we need to tell them they are capable and use words in that way, that they are capable children, so that they have built a good bank of self-esteem, and by the time they are adolescents, they can take all kinds of disappointments, knowing that earlier they have gone through these times and they have come out good.
Means, I remember one episode when somebody said that one fellow asked the small kid, what is your name? And he says, in school they call me Raju, at home they call me Don't.
Okay.
Because everything they say like don't do is don't do, so he thinks that his name is Don't.
Correct.
So
okay.
that type of episode happens. Madam, one more thing, in positive parenting workshop, what is your key area?
The key area is that we teach communication that will not wound the child's heart. Because in the end, parents want good for the child, but unfortunately the wrong words come out. So we teach good communication, respectful communication, so that the child will use the same communication with us, with their friends in school, and when they grow up as adults. So like we teach things like, when you're angry, don't hit, but explain to someone how angry you are. So small children, we say, kitle raag aayla, as big as a watermelon, or the raag deole, is it as small as an ant? So we teach them even intensity of anger, how to express whatever they are feeling in words, rather than things that will hurt somebody or hurt physically or also emotionally.
तर आतापर्यंत तुमकां कळ्ळें आसतलें की डॉक्टर आमचे बरोबर आसात आनी तरेकवार प्रश्न तुमच्यानी आमकां विचारता. एक ल्हानसो विसव घेवया आनी परतून सुरू करूया.